are not at work or at home, contributing to the development and advancement of their families, community, or country.
They can be found behind prison bars, deprived of their fundamental human rights.
The government of Iran wants the world to forget about them, but we will not forget.
We will not forget!
These women are behind bars because they envisioned a better life for themselves and their families. They are behind bars because they dared to struggle to advance equality, justice,
and a better life for the people of Iran.
In this path, they sacrificed their freedom. They are
students, teachers,
mothers,
daughters,
lawyers,
doctors, activists,
journalists,
bloggers,
wives, and
sisters.
We will celebrate them and we will not forget.
We will not forget.
In telling their stories, we will not identify their names directly for fear of further persecution.
But you will be able to identify them through their stories, struggles, and sacrifices.
It is our hope that through these stories, you will be inspired to raise your voice
and to ask the world to not sit silent as these precious lives are interrupted
by arrest,
tortures,
imprisonments,
and execution.
Tonight they will tell you their stories so that you will raise your voice.
Raise your voice.
Raise your voice. Raise your voice.
Raise your voice.
Raise your voice.
Raise your voice.
Raise your voice.
Raise your voice. There is a part for you to play in this story. You will have a choice.
To be a passive observer of a great human tragedy,
or a champion of justice and equality.
If you do, raise your voice.
Raise
your voice.
You must message that Iranian women behind bars are not alone. And although they have led interrupted lives, they have served as examples of strength.
Strength, passion,
and determination.
You will send a message that the world is watching, and the world will not forget.
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 Will you forget?
I'm Azadee, Mariam, Roya, Shirin. I am one of them. I am one of you. I'm a young woman from Iran. I have a passion for sports, especially football. As long as I can remember, I long to enter the stadiums where Police plays Estadlov or Sepahan plays Badla Shiraz. The excitement, the energy, the screaming at the top of my lungs, the cheering for my team, and, oh yes, heckling the opponents. Whether it is Estadlov or Italy, it does not matter. I just want to be alive and free in my youth. I want to live, to experience all that life has to offer. Oh, I can only imagine what it would be like to enter a stadium. Where I can cheer for Iran's national team as they attempt to qualify for the biggest show on earth, the World Cup. Yes, you heard me. I can only imagine. Why? I can only imagine because I've never been given permission to enter a stadium to cheer for my team. I cannot enter a stadium because I'm a woman. And as a woman, I must be protected from men who may not be willing to control their whims or desires. I must be deprived of this experience because of the possibility of them having an impure thought. Yes, I must be deprived because of the possibility of their impure thoughts. Thoughts. I had a great thought of my own. Okay, so I can't watch Iran's men in competition. Maybe I can watch Iran's women. But Iran's women are covered in shrouds. Can they move with ease? Can they truly and equally participate in sports on the international stage, even with the limitation of their garments? That did not matter to me. Iran's female athletes are competing in skiing, archery, taekwondo, karate, and football. They are training hard and sacrificing great deals, and at least want to be seen as equal contenders and competitors on the international stage. I decided to use my photojournalistic abilities to capture Iran's female athletes, to share with the world their athletic abilities, their desire to compete, their tears as they face defeat, and their joy as they overcame insurmountable obstacles and embraced victory. But even for that, I was reprimanded, punished, and imprisoned. This is not just my story. This is a shared story. I am an Iranian woman. I'm Azadee, Mariam, Roya, Shirin. And I want to be free to enter a stadium, to scream at the top of my lungs. I want to be free to share my gifts with the world. They want you to forget me, but please do not forget me.
My dear sweet son, it is very difficult for me to write to you. You are so innocent. And it is difficult for me to reach out to you from this place. You do not know such things as prison, arrest, judgment, court, oppression, freedom, censorship, justice, equality. You should not know of these things. You should know of toys, friends, laughter, hugs, kisses, love, and your parents beside you. How can I express my thoughts to this small child that you are, with the hope that you can understand? How I long to take flight into your arms. How can I tell you that my return home is not in my hands? I know you asked your father to tell me to finish my work and hurry up and come home. How can I tell you that no work is important enough to keep me away from you for this long? In reality, no work is worthy enough to keep me away from you for this long. No work should ignore and dismiss the rights of my children to such an extent that during the past 6 months, they prohibited me from visiting you for even 1 hour. How can I answer your question of Mamanjun, کی میره خونه؟ خیلی دلم برات تنگ شده. Mamanjun, I miss you so much. When will you come home? While in front of my guards, I had to tell you that my work is taking longer and I will return later. You nodded your head and said, all right. And then you pulled my hands to your small lips and kissed me. I am Bahare, Sheila, Nasri, Shiri. I am one of them. I am one of you. My story is their story. Our struggles are similar, whether we are attorneys, journalists, teachers, or activists. When our lives are interrupted, when we are separated from our loved ones, we have the same longings, same sense of loss and emptiness, same broken hearts. Hurry, take this. I don't have a lot of time. They don't give us a lot of time here in Evin. So please listen very carefully to what I have to say. For it is not just my story. It is the story of many other heroic women living behind these high stone walls. So remember Roya, Jila, Nasri, Shiri. I am one of them. I am one of you. I am a woman, a mother, an attorney. Like many other women behind bars, I was taken away from my home, my husband, my children, my family, and my life.
Yalla, Brasha!
Why?
Brasha!
Why are you doing this to me? Why am I rotting behind these walls? I am an attorney, and I wanted to represent my clients. Their crime? To ask for justice and equality in the law of their own country. They are strong, incredible, audacious women. signature campaign. A campaign to call on the government to change the discriminatory laws against women. How could I have abandoned my clients when they needed me most? I could never do that. Never. I believe that the hardships and difficulties that our family and many of my clients have endured over the years will not be in vain. Justice will arrive, exactly at the darkest hour, when it is needed most, when all hope is abandoned. Undoubtedly it will arrive. Hurry, take this and get it to my son. And please tell the world that I want to be free. To be with my children. To be with my husband. To be with to see my children grow up. I want to be free to help those who may need my assistance. I want to be free to share my gifts with the world. Take that and never forget me.
Azadee, I am one of them. I am one of you. I am a Kurdish woman. I am a human rights activist who advocated for the rights of Kurds in Iran. What I share with these women is the indignity that I suffered at the hands of my torturers and my captors. What I share with you is my story, so that my death is not in vain, so that you remember me, so that you raise your voice and tell my story, tell our stories. I spent the first 25 days of my captivity in an unknown location, under brutal, physical, and psychological torture.
Psychological
torture.
I was then sent toward 209 of the Evin prison, where I was held in solitary confinement for 6 months. Then again, subjected to brutal torture. The repeated blows I suffered to my head left me with a constant headache, nosebleeds, and a blurred vision. I entered this prison at the age of 27 with black hair. Then, when they buried me at the age of 30, my hair was all white, as if I were going to my wedding and wearing a white veil. But there was no wedding for me. Who was I? Why was I in prison? Why was I put on trial, and why was I going to be executed? I was a young Kurdish woman, falsely charged with crimes of acting against the government and crimes against God. I spent the first 2 years of my imprisonment without a lawyer and in pretrial custody. All my inquiries about my case were left unanswered until I was unjustly sentenced to death. They questioned me for months, but I did not speak Farsi. My short trial was conducted in Farsi, but I could not defend myself. I did not understand what was being said. Who was I? Why was I put behind bars and treated as an animal? For what crime? They wanted me to confess something I had not done. Why was I here? Was it because I was a Kurd? If that was the case, then there was nothing I could do about it. I was born a Kurd. But as a Kurd, I was not allowed to speak my language. I was not allowed to read it. I was not allowed to go to school in my own language, and I was not allowed to write it. They told me to deny my Kurdish identity. But if I did that, that meant I would have to deny who I am. That I will not do. And that I did not do. It is dawn here. They are taking me to my execution. They do it quietly, so no one will know. They do it without informing my attorney. And they do it without informing my family. I don't get to say goodbye. I long to be free and to free my loved ones, so that we may speak our languages, go to our own schools, and enjoy the beauty of our culture, share our gifts to the world. My spirit will be free soon, but I ask you to please not forget me or my people.
to start, live in my skin. The bruises are useless against it. I'll try all I can, find a soft place to land. Calm down, calm down, calm down. I'm holding a heart here in my hand. Hey, 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 my own work of art. Here where I stand. Hey, hey, hey. Stand up straight now. Hey, so stand up straight. Hey, hey, stand up straight. Hey, so stand up straight. Hey, breathe in, hold it. I'm holding a heart here in my hand. Hey, 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 my own work of art here where I stand. Hey, 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 so stand up straight. Stand up straight. Hey, hey, hey,
Oh, I am happy to see you. I am Mona. Raha. Elahe. Sara. I am one of them. I am one of you. I am an Iranian Baha'i. I am proud of both my heritage and my religion. My story is not unique to me. It is a story that has been repeated over the past 30 years. It is a story about love, faith, justice, and service. I remember a young woman named Mona. She was also from Shiraz. She was incredible. So much energy, so much love, so much faith. She was arrested along with her father and 9 other women in October of 1982. And by June of 1983, they were all executed by hanging. Her crime, being a Baha'i. Her last act as a free person, teaching children's classes in her neighborhood. It seems that history keeps repeating itself. You see, I am older than Mona, and from a different generation, but we have something in common. We learn that we should regard man as a mine rich in gems, of inestimable value, and that education can alone cause it to reveal its treasures and enable mankind to benefit therefrom. That's why Mona spent her time teaching children's classes. And that's why I, along with many other youth, decided to serve the less privileged children in our homeland. Concerned with the low literacy rates and conditions of the poor children in and around Shiraz, a group of us decided we had to do something to address this problem. So we first started a small project to help the school children in Katbas, a poverty-stricken suburb of Shiraz. This program aims specifically at helping the children to prepare for their end-of-term examinations. Oh, I love these kids. So much enthusiasm, love for learning, and an eagerness to drink up any knowledge shared with them. We would meet with these kids for about 4 hours every Friday morning, their only day off from school. At first, we would lay out rugs in front of the houses of the parents so that they could see that our only intention was to serve the children, and they'd be put at ease. The mothers would stand nearby to observe the lessons and exercises we were delivering. And many of the mothers expressed interest in learning our methods so that they could continue this work. At first, we had about 20 students, but word spread, and we soon had more than 120 students. By the end of the year, the parents asked if the activities could continue into the summer. At this point, we decided to extend our services to include assisting the children in acquiring social and moral skills so that they could become the agents of advancement in their own lives and in society. These programs spread to other localities in Shiraz, and more students enrolled. The tutors were both Baha'is and Muslims working together to make a difference in the lives of these incredible children. The children of Iran. This program continued until May of 2006, when 54 Baha'i and 10 Muslim tutors were arrested and taken into custody. What was our crime? Our charge? By August, we were all officially convicted of offenses against state security. 3 of us were given 4-year prison terms. We were all released after serving 3 of the 4 years in Evin prison. I am Mona, Raha, Elahe, Sarah. I am one of them. I am one of you. I want to be free so that I may live a productive life. I want to be free so that I may make a difference in the lives of the people around me. I want to be free to share my gifts with the world. Please, do not forget me. And do not forget the many who long to live their lives to their full potential.
It is so incredible to see you here today. I wish I could be with you. I wish I could have the chance to participate in the discussions and sessions about rural women. I have so much to learn from you, and I have so much to share. However, I will not be able to participate in the 56th session of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. I am Bahara, Nasreen, Azadee, Marianne. I am one of them. I am one of you. I am an Iranian women's rights activist, journalist, and blogger. It was around the same time last year that I arrived in New York
with such enthusiasm and excitement. I was a speaker at the 55th session of the CSW, and I presented a report on information and communications technologies in Iran from a gender perspective. Unfortunately, about 2 months after my return home, I was arrested. It was in the early hours of the morning that several security guards knocked on my door. They inspected my home for over 3 hours, ransacking the place, and confiscating many of my personal belongings, such as my cell phone, my notebooks, and my papers. They presented me with an arrest warrant, charging me with acts against national security. During my 4 months in prison, I spent more than 50 days in solitary confinement. I am free on bail today, but I am still under house arrest in my hometown. I am Bahara, Nasreen, Azadee, Maryam. I am one of them. I am one of you. My greatest hope is to one day be able to attend the UN Commission on the Status of Women and to be a part of the discussions that I have sacrificed almost everything for. To be a part of something greater than myself. To be a part of something that will help my country and my homeland, Iran. Please do not forget me or my sisters behind bars. I hope to see you next year. I am Bahara.
I am Mona.
I am Nasreen.
I am Maryam.
I am Shiri.
And we are the women of Iran.
you.